Alright, so before I start the video, be sure to subscribe for more Valorant content. Now be sure to also like the video because it helps the algorithm, and to watch until the end because I don't make much from these videos, I make them out of pure passion, and if you watch the video, I will know that you basically want more videos. And I wanted to talk about today is Valorant, hackers, and how basically Valorant even works. I had a friend who, knows a lot about this stuff. So I have a few experience beforehand. I hope this will make you, actually trust my opinion and to actually consider it. Now, what is actually, how does Valorant hacking work? Well, Valorant hacking is very controversial, to be honest, because right now Valorant hacking is quite in a pickle. So how any other game worked with anti-cheat, it's basically like this. When you launch Battlefield, when you launch, Fortnite, when you launch anything else, it detected also some sort of basically anti-card which ran by your computer and closed when you closed, for example, your game. For example, Fortnite. So that works pretty much well, right? So what happened now is this thing works with the kernel system. This basically means it has all the privileges in your PC. It can, send files, it can send your bank account and stuff. Valorant anti-cheat system just doesn't work, and it's really not that great as you think. Now, this is a huge good idea, right? Usually the hackers get caught after some time after, the Steam guard gets updated or whatever for anti-cheating, right? But this time, isn't a really, it's a flawed idea because it really doesn't pick up any information. But then again, if Riot gets hacked, you have a huge chance of getting your, any info compromised, and that could be either, your PC information, or it could also be your PayPal information. Now, this is also a big issue because let's get from the basics. What the developers are doing in cheating communities is they're trying to make money, right? We're not gonna be moral here. Most cheating developers are trying to make money. And the issue is that after 2 or 3 days, there has been already a hacker after the beta release date. It's just terrible news. Like, the guy, literally, there's people around recording, hacking, and they aren't insta-banned. So what difference does, this live anti-cheat system make, from CSGO or Overwatch anti-cheat? So how this basically works is like this. When you launch, Valorant, it's gonna send out your information, like your audio, how fast you're moving the mouse and stuff like that. That wasn't in CSGO. In CSGO, you had a system like this. You played with hacks, you got reported, you got overwatched. It was over for you. But now it works like this. This info that when you play with a hack, it gets sent to, a live database or live user anyway. And what happens then is, well, Valorant will check if anything is suspicious, anything is off. This is just a few seconds delay. In reality, it can insta-ban a person. But I'm not gonna trust, my whole PC to, a game, okay? That's just not happening. And that's what's really weird. And should they, remove or make the anti-cheat easier? No, of course not, because Valorant will be broken then. But what I think Valorant should basically do is make an anti-cheat that's more powerful than Overwatch or CSGO. In what way? So, let's say CSGO anti-cheat was at the start very bad. Like, it was there for decoration. And after they released 20 updates or something, it became pretty good, right? Why doesn't Valorant invest a ton of money into an anti-cheat that doesn't run 24/7? Or let's say it only runs, when you launch, I don't know, Riot account, I guess. Like, wouldn't that be fair? That would be completely fair. But not when you open up a PC, so you maybe play a game that day, or maybe you're, editing a video, or maybe you're watching YouTube, and it will scan for everything, right? And this is what I really find suspicious. The huge issue with the game is not the actual hackers. It's basically the developers. The developers are making a ton of money for selling cheats, and I don't really blame them. Like, let's say they live in a poor country, okay? Now you're probably gonna be like, oh, Fatman, you're defending, developers that, sell cheats on thousands of games. But look at it like that. You're born in a, slum of India, and you don't have anything to pay your bills. If it wouldn't be for cheats, they would be doing something malware stuff, right? And cheaters in the end mostly get caught, okay? The thing is, what Valorant could actually do is find these big sites, and send 3,000 cease and desist letters, just like Fortnite did. And the real issue is not, making a strong anti-cheat, but suppressing, the system itself. So suppressing the free cheats or the paid cheats that are out there in Valorant. And that's what makes Valorant really different. They have the budget. If they put half the money, into sending lawyers cease and desists, to cheating developers or whatever, the game wouldn't have a slight issue with what it is now. And there wouldn't be any need for, some weird malicious stuff on your PC that's potentially malicious or potentially malware, but it would be only just, good classic Valorant without any anti-cheats. And to create an anti-cheat system in 3 days is just beyond belief. It tells you that something is not right with the anti-cheat system. It tells you that it's so easy to create cheats right now in video games, especially in Valorant. Like, it's been 3 days and the first cheater is banned. How many are out there? They're saying it's working, but then again, the system is flawed. So I'm gonna be explaining what the cheats actually do. So for example, a wall hack puts a green box, around ragdolls. So you can basically see through walls, right? Pretty easy, pretty simple to explain. Now let's take a look at a bit more complicated thing like an aimbot. Now an aimbot works like this. You are playing and you're watching from your PC, right? You have aimbot on your PC. So what the system will do is when a player gets close, it will zoom into his head. That's the most simple way of telling it, basically. There's actual no way other to say it other than it zooms in your head. And I think there's gonna be a lot of other issues with Valorant in-game, like a spin bot, for example. And I don't think that is going away anytime soon. And for a game which is promoting, the best anti-cheat there is, 128 tick servers, I think there's a bigger issue right now than just creating Valorant anti-cheats and having weird stuff on your PC. I'd rather have not anything that could potentially get hacked than play Valorant. I'm sorry, Riot, but that's just how it is. And this is a key issue I have to, say once again. There's gonna be cheaters, even know good how you can improve your, anti-cheat. There's always gonna be an updated cheater. So for example, let's take a look at CSGO, okay? CSGO has been in the field for about, 8 years, but let's say when it started growing, it was like 6 or 7 years, let's say 7 years, and to this day, there's still a ton of cheaters. When it was the situation where there wasn't even a single hacker in like a big lobby or whatever, there was always someone cheating. There was in Global Elite, every second player you encountered, or I don't know, every fifth, for example, was cheating. That's just the way it is. And I know Valorant is a huge team, to be honest, but they're not looking at it from basic standpoint, or they're just not seeing it. Because what Valve is doing is sending out, cease and desist, but very rarely, and when they do, to the big sites, it works. And I don't know why more sites don't do this. When Fortnite did this, there was a huge outrage because a kid was basically streaming with free cheats, right? And he got his ass whooped by Fortnite, they basically sued a kid for streaming with cheats, which they multiple times warned him that it's gonna, have repercussions. He didn't just, He didn't understand it, of course, that he can get sued by lawyers, lol. But there's just a huge issue, and that explains Fortnite. It doesn't have that many cheats. Maybe less than 0.1% of players are actually cheating, and a lot of these players get banned eventually or just have shitty cheats. And this is what I really love about Fortnite. That's the only thing I love about Fortnite. Anyway, I have more videos, here on my channel. Be sure to check them out. This is Fatman, signing out. Peace, guys.